Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are now tuned in to the TKB Report. I am your host, K. Langevine, and today's guest is none other than a producer extraordinaire, a director with extreme vision, a filmmaker phenom who has worked with some of our culture's legends. Clifton Powell, the legendary lyricist AZ, Ice-T, who is a cultural icon on many fronts. That's just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the soon-to-be legendary super producer extraordinaire, Jamal Hall.
What's good? What's good? You can hear me good?
I want you to get these round of applause, man. I want you to get the full vibe.
See, yeah. Get the studio. We got virtually be in the studio.
Listen, man, we're at 3 Keys Studios, man.
That's right.
3 Keys Studios was birthed out of the coronavirus, man, and I'm blessed.
Right.
You know? So let's get to it. Good brother. Welcome to the show.
What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm alive and well, and so are you. You know, I'm
pressing my waves. You know.
Hey, man, listen.
Got the waves popping. I gotta make sure the waves are clean.
I got too much popping, man. I'm on my way back to Frederick Douglass status, man.
Yeah, mine's coming in, man. I thought it was soap. I was saving myself. I thought it was soap. I was going like this, like, and it was gray hair. I said, "Oh man."
Nah, man. Listen, man. I just tell my kids I'm Santa Claus, and don't bother me about the white hair. I'm good. I'm the real Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is black. He's black.
Yeah, he sure is. So what's up, man? Listen. Welcome to the show. I know we talked about this, a while ago,
right?
And we finally here. So thank you for taking the time out to sit with me and talk with me. We got a lot to get into.
Before you do that, man, I just want to big up your platform, and I've seen it grow. So this is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Listen, man, I appreciate you because I created this platform. I created this platform for brothers like yourself, for people of color, the creatives within that world that are doing some amazing things. And, I just wanted to set a platform where we could honor each other and get our flowers while we're still here. There are a lot of people in the world that's doing some amazing things. And, they don't need this platform because they got a million other platforms to choose from. But we don't really have those types of platforms. So I just wanted to put myself in a position to salute and pay homage to brothers like yourself and all of the beautiful black women out there and men that's doing things that's phenomenal. So salute to you for all that you've been doing, man. You've been doing quite a bit.
We're kind of busy, man. Kind of busy.
Well, that's a beautiful thing, man. Busy is good. Busy means that the babies that we have can continue to be fed and provided for.
That's right.
So before we go any further, man, I want you to introduce yourself to the world and let the people know who you are.
All right. Once again, my name is Jamal Hall. Hype Man Ricky, I see you, man. Jamal Hall. And basically, just I'm an artist, creative person, filmmaker, family man, father, and just really trying to get the messages out there through film. Also co-CEO Hall Mills Network. Go check it out on Roku. Put that plug in. But so we have a channel on Roku. So we're just trying to be entrepreneurs and really get into this industry and do it differently, do it more independently, rather than trying to get put on by somebody else or do the other things that people do to sell their souls to get put on. So we're trying to do it from the ground up, grassroots, as you would say.
So now you guys are doing some amazing work. For the people that, come on, just walk. It's all right. Go this way. My daughter is coming. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You ain't got to bend. Just walk. It's all right. But for the people who think that, you know, you just were born, you know, and Hall Mills Network and all these films that you worked on came like that. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into filmmaking. I just got a feeling that it has something to do with hip hop, because everything that we've
Right,
done entrepreneurially a lot of times is birthed out of hip hop. So give me
right.
some background on where you from, how that influenced you, and the things that led you to this point now.
Without going too far back, because you know we are on a time limit, but
Mm.
I would say I started off with just making music, making beats and things of that nature. I remember when I was little, and my father played a whole record of Jimi Hendrix
Mm.
from beginning to end, made me sit down and listen to it. And ever since then, I just fell in love with music. So I had a nice record collection. I collected records and started sampling and playing around with the keys and learning different chords on the keyboard. So I started off definitely doing music first. And at the same time, I was an art major because I was an artist. So I went to William Patterson University. And
Shout
kind of
out.
that's right, Willie P. And that's where I kind of found myself in being an artist, and college helps you do that, you know, besides just find myself to be a revolutionary too at that time. But overall, you know, I started off with music, making beats, and then we formulated a label called Blackout Entertainment. With that, we were making music, but we also had visuals for people. And the sad part, when you're making beats for artists, you spend a lot of time and a lot of albums, a lot of nights in the studio, and the money doesn't come fast unless you get lucky, get put on with somebody. So we needed another way to generate some money, and so we started making music videos, and that's when I started really getting into the visual with that. And then from there, I had, you know, stories in my mind, and I always love. I'm a movie buff. I watch movies all the time, so I really started watching, started learning how to make movies, and kind of taught myself. And really, to this day, I still watch YouTube and everything, and teach myself new things. And so from there, I just started making a short film, and then a actual full movie, and it just took off from there.
YouTube University is the real deal. I remember coming to
Very
you
real, very real.
for some advice, or for you to help me out on something. He said, "Yo, man, just go to YouTube. I promise
That's
you, you're
right.
gonna
Yeah.
find it."
Right.
And I'm like, this brother just don't want to be bothered. But then I went to YouTube, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, he was absolutely right. And from then
Yeah.
on, I ain't asked nobody for anything. I just went to YouTube.
Yeah. Cause
Um,
there's no straight way to learn how to do something. So I'm not saying that going to school is bad, because you go to school for film and everything like that. But sometimes cats get stuck in the box,
yeah,
and the creativity, because they're so used, especially in the industry, they got a certain slang they use all the time. I won't even say slang, technology, technical words they use all the time, just for that industry. So
yeah,
you get boxed in. Oh wow, why using that camera? Why not doing that? And so when you kind of teach yourself, you
yeah.
kind of make your own way of doing things, and it's kind of different.
Okay. So aside from making music, right?
Hmm.
You don't look like a small individual. You're a rather large cat. You know what I mean? I remember you telling me a story about how you were um, doing security for certain individuals,
Hmm.
and in that time you were handing out CDs to individuals
Right, right.
of your music. Tell us about
Hmm.
that experience.
Well, for a short period, like I say, for 4 years, I was bouncing Club Deco, Club Abyss, that's in Sayreville.
Legendary
And
right there.
yeah.
Yeah,
From there, I got cool with like the Wu-Tang manager, and got put on to, to do professional security. But before
yeah,
that, I was making beats in the studio. So the promoter there, Papa Don, was like, "Yo, man, I rap." You know what I'm saying? So we took advantage of that, and he said, "Yeah, come in early, and we'll play the music out loud." So I used to go to work early.
yeah,
I don't go to work early that much in any job, but
yeah,
get there early, and you hear your beats knocking in the club. That
yeah,
was a good feeling, man. It was a
yeah,
definitely good feeling. So I said, might as well do two birds with one stone,
yeah.
and pass off my CDs of music. Wow, I bounce and do security and escort people out the club nicely.
Let me tell
But
you,
it
man.
worked out. It worked out good.
Everybody's path to success is different. And when I heard
Right.
that story, it just reminded me of some other stories of like people going from security, like hip hop security, to going on and doing some other things. Beat making to security to giving your beats to to Wu-Tang's manager and other people, right? At what point did you know that the transition from music was going to be into filmmaking?
I shot music. My first music video I shot was in Elizabeth. What was his name? I can't think of his name. Like, oh man, I feel bad. But I did about 3 or 4 of his. But the first one I did, that was taken back by just the creativity and surprise of it, that they hired us again to do 3 more, music videos. And from there, I said I might be on to something like that. And then at the same time, I'm an artist. I got a Bachelor of Fine Arts from William Patterson, so I love colors and contrast and using colors and like that. So I use a lot of that in the music video. And so I kind of turned that into film, and especially like one of my favorite movies is called Sin City. And it's mostly black and white, but not like black and white, like an old school black and white. It's more like comic book black and white, where certain colors stand out, like red, like to stand out. So I started messing around with things like that. And once I caught the bug and just kept going and slowed down with the music thing. At that time, we had like a little lawsuit. I ain't gonna say the group name, but they kind of took samples of the music I did and did something else with it. So I was kind of just frustrated with music. And I was, not singing eye to eye with my business partner, and because as we grow, I grew as a businessman too.
Yes.
So so at that time, I was just frustrated. So video was very, very a nice release for me, not just because it was making money, but just your creativity and be able to just get my messages out.
So now we're going to transition into, I believe it's the royal family and all of the work that they've been doing and all of the work that you've been doing with them.
Right.
So your first film with them,
and
the royal family is just to preface it, and you just let me know if I'm right or wrong, whatever. It's a black-owned production company where I think Lonzo Haran is his name.
Yeah, he's a retired police officer.
He created it and has been cranking out quite a bit of film
on
work.
A high level.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the whole royal family team. And what was your introduction to that? Because you mentioned the film Living with No Regrets, and I got a story for that as well. But I want you to get into it first.
Well, he wrote a book called Living with No Regrets.
Okay.
And he was looking for somebody to shoot the film, so he went shopping around. I personally didn't know him, but we had a mutual person, that knew of him and his job and everything. So they brought us together. And so with that being said, that's how I met him. And from there, it was on. He told me the story. It was like my second film. I was still brand new to it because, technically speaking, now as a filmmaker, we got to talk technical things too. So my first camera I ever shot a movie with was a Canon T2i. So you can imagine right now they're already up to 10, but the T2i, right? And I was buying stuff as I was going. Yeah. And we did Living with No Regrets with a Canon, which it was big at the time, 5D. That was like one of the top cameras to get for Canon at that time. And so we shot Living with No Regrets. So we was learning. We didn't have like a full crew. My man JP, Alpha.